Hello, YouTube. There we go. Look at me. Going live on YouTube, sending an email at the same time to say that I'm live on YouTube. We'll see how this goes. One of the things I really want to do is have amazing conversations all the time with amazing people. And I don't really see, let me try all these different filters. What do I like? Could she remember to wipe the gym mascara from under her eyes before going live? Probably not. This is what filters are for, you guys. Look at that. Dawn, that's horrible. Blush, beam. Pop is too, we'll go with pop. We like a bit of pop. Okay, so I love to have amazing conversations with amazing humans. Where are my amazing humans at? And I think the big picture is building YouTube. I think the big picture for me might be building YouTube. So I'm kind of like, it's more of a dopamine hit for me to go live on Instagram, I'll be honest. Because people jump on straight away, tons of them. But then the comments don't stay because Instagram doesn't keep the comments up, which I just find to be abhorrent. Abhorrent, you guys. Maybe I'll get Sam to share this onto my stories that I am live now. Please share onto stories that I'm live. Okay, that was so weird. I just jumped out of the app for a second and I didn't know how to get back to the live stream, but I'm back. All right, so hello. If you are there, leave me a comment, let me know you're there, say hi. Okay, what I was doing was I was rambling on about the fact that it's such an easy dopamine hit to go live on Instagram because people jump on straight away. Then I feel like, yay, I'm having a little party and a conversation. Facebook, same sort of thing. The reality is, I don't think that the future for where I want to build my business and my brand is going to be Facebook. So then every time I go live on Facebook, even though people know me there and they jump on, and it probably is just familiar for me because I've been going live on Facebook for years, so it feels easier and more obvious to me, then I just kind of think, well, I'm not really doing what I teach, which is operate from. When I go live on Instagram, I get that dopamine hit of people jumping on straight away, but I don't know that it's, the comments don't stay afterwards and I just don't know. And then do you know what happens? When I go live on Instagram, I get a bit annoyed later in the day because I'm like, oh, I'm putting too many posts up if I went live as well as posting all the things I want to post. Does anyone else overthink in business at all, ever? I am a classic overthinker in my flesh, in my human self, in my mind, my own operating outside of my flow. But the reason that I have a coaching business that's made tens of millions of dollars and that I just kind of flit around doing what I'm led to do and being me and truly doing the work that I came here to impact others with, but all of it, quote unquote, on my terms as far as lifestyle and so on. And honestly, it's just easy and it's minimally time consuming. In fact, it's time activating and expansive making. So it doesn't even, like, time doesn't even factor in. The reason is that I learned a long time ago to operate in the supernatural and to operate from flow rather than to operate from whatever's going on in my mind. And so we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about activating fun, flow, fire, and magnetism back in your business because that's how it should be. We're also going to turn the heater off because it feels super warm. We'll turn it down a bit. My body temp goes up when I start talking, you guys. So that doesn't mean, though, the fact that I have the results that I have and that I really am a bit of an expert at understanding how to do business from the supernatural and from flow and the way that I believe that it's meant to be for every human, but particularly for high-level creatives like us, it doesn't mean that I don't have the overthinking side. Like, I will, in my own mind, just go into a whole endless loop. And then what do? I just snap myself out of it. Thank you for saying hello. And if you do come along on, well, as many people, most people probably will be watching this on replay, please let me know, leave me a comment. As I was saying, I've been really thinking about this, like, it's a dopamine hit to go live on Instagram, and then it doesn't feel afterwards like it's where the best focus should be for live streams. Facebook's more just OG and it's a comfort zone. But what I was getting at is I think I should be going live on YouTube most of the time if I'm going live for where I want to build to and to grow to. So that's why I'm over here, even though my human mind is like, but then my people that I know on Instagram won't see me and jump on. I'll still do lives on Insta though as well. Should I do them on Facebook at all? I don't even know. I'll just wait for God to show me. So we're going to talk about magnetism. We're going to talk about fun. We're going to talk about fire. We're going to talk about letting business be easy, letting it be effortless, letting it be what it's meant to be. And I want you to just put aside any ideas right now that are floating around in your mind of how you think that business should have to be. Because firstly, you already know that it's not accurate and it's not true. Secondly, the more that you allow those thoughts or ideas or shoulds, let's say, to just swim around in your mind, to take up space, to basically be accommodated there, then even if you have an underlying belief system that says, I don't think business actually requires all of that stuff, or I don't think my success actually requires all of that stuff, even if that's your true belief system, the fact that you're accommodating these ideas and ways of thinking is going to result in you naturally conforming and capitulating and seeing your outcomes created from a very handcuffed place, like limited place, which is through that lens of quote unquote how business should be, quote marks. So it's not as simple as knowing that there's a different way. It's not as simple as knowing that, particularly as a creative entrepreneur, that the whole thing should get to be on your terms. It has to also be a discipline of putting aside any and all thoughts that would imply otherwise. Does that make sense? It has to be a discipline of allowing your mind to be filled only with what serves you, suits you, matches your purpose, your path of destiny, matches where you're going. And so what we're really talking about is matches the deepest desires of your heart. Do you feel me? The thing with desires of your heart is your true desires, like the desires that would match your path of destiny unfolding, the destiny that God's written for you, the reason you came here, and all of the beautiful ins and outs of how that would get to look is you're not going to know the intricacies or the next reveal, let's say, of the desires of your own heart, unless or until you're on a journey of walking forward in what you're currently being shown, with what you currently are equipped with what you currently know and see. And so a lot of the time, what happens is, and I've been mentoring amazing creative entrepreneurs, leaders, waymakers, revolutionaries for years now, what I see happening a lot of the time is the person knows and believes deeply that business is meant to be on their terms and that they don't have to follow all those rules, and that there's a way of doing it where it should just be about unapologetically and all the way extra being me and just kind of letting it go and flow, and it's here and it's there and it's all over the place, and why can't I just show up and whatever comes out is what comes out. That kind of desire and that understanding, that fundamental belief system is there. But because the person doesn't really know how to turn that into something, or it feels all over the place, it feels messy, it feels rambly, or they think that they need to be able to see or understand the next steps more so than what they do, what happens is they basically keep turning in circles in a back and forth dance between absolute frustration at not getting to where they want to go, at not being who they want to be right now, at not being able to wake up every day and just be here and there and all over the place, letting it out and in their flow. So it's the frustration of that, coupled with a back and forth of kind of like sadness, despair, and disheartedness around, well, I probably should have to go and do these things over there. So maybe I should go and hop to that. And so then they'll spend some time, maybe money as well, investigating, researching, just trying to figure out, well, what should I really do? Why are people not responding in the way I want? Or why am I not making the sales that I want? Or why is it not moving faster? Or maybe I do need to put such and such structured thing in place. And then what happens as a result of the fact that they are accommodating, taking up space, letting have accommodation inside of them, thoughts and beliefs that really are not of them and don't match their own spirit and their own intuition and their own inner knowing, but they're accommodating those thoughts. Therefore, even if their fundamental belief system is I get to unapologetically be me, all of me, no matter what, all the way, even if that's the case, what comes out of them, what is spit out, like a printer spitting out what went in, well, what is being spit out, meaning social media posts, emails, but even entire courses and programs, all of your marketing, all of your messaging, any or all of it, and certainly any conversation, what will be spit out is going to come from what's inside. I'm telling you the exact reason why, despite the fact that you know you are a magical creative genius who just has so much natural magnetism to who you are, like literally you can walk through an airport or anywhere and people just look at you weirdly. Like you see people looking at you all the time. You feel it. It's not because something's hanging off the side of your face. You just have a magnetism, right? You know this about yourself. People who close to you know it about you. But yet you're walking around realizing that what you're posting, what you're sharing, what you're saying to the world is pretty mediocre, if you're honest about it. It's not even interesting to you, if you're honest about it. It's not lighting you on fire. You're not posting it and feeling like, yeah, like that was so good. You know, even if only 2 people were there, you're still feeling like that was so good. It was true. It was me. It was real. It was what I needed to say. You're not going to feel that full expression, which is a release, because you're not expressing from what's really inside of you. You're expressing from what you have allowed to be accommodated in you. So what is in you, but not the true you, if that makes sense. You can't expect to allow all these ideas of what you maybe should have to do in business to be accommodated, to take up space inside of you and not see that that's what's being spat out. So if you go look at your own posts, your own emails, even your own courses, and let alone the ways you're marketing and selling, and it's not lighting you on fire and it's not a vibe, your vibe, the vibe of you being you, then it's absolutely guaranteed that you are making room for an idea that maybe, just maybe, you are going to have to at some point knuckle down, settle down, conform, get more organized, do it quote unquote right, according to whatever the rules of your industry or niche or the internet right now seem to be. And you're accommodating that belief system. You have to make a decision right now. Who am I going to be? What business am I going to build? What am I really here for? What do I really want to do? What is my purpose? How do I want this thing to grow? How do I believe it should grow? If it was already where I wanted it to be, if I was the star of the show, if I already had a huge audience that just loved everything that comes out of me because it's fun and it's interesting and it's personable and it's relatable and it's a value and it's deep and it's profound, but it's just freaking real and raw and edgy and true. If all of it was already in place and you knew that you could roll on up however you feel, say what you need to say, share what you need to share, sell what you need to sell, and you weren't questioning anymore because you'd built the thing and it was established and you knew that people just wanted whatever it is that you've got, then, if that was already true, then what would you be saying? What would you be sharing? How would you be showing up? This is what you need to start asking yourself, yeah? Because otherwise, you're never going to get to that place. You will get to that place when you start to show up as though you're already at that place. That is literally the how of how you build it. That's not me just sharing a nice idea. That is how I've built a multi-8-figure coaching business. It is how I've mentored the best of the best women entrepreneurs online for years now to become incredibly wealthy, famous at what they do, purpose-driven and free to just wake up every day and be who they are. I've mentored from this place. Put it aside, put it aside, put it aside. How would you be doing it? If it was fun for you, if it was what you really wanted to say, if it was what you really believed in. So these are just simple things, but now and again, even if you know this stuff and you've heard it and it's not brand new, particularly if you've been in my space, it's not going to be the first time you've heard it. You just got to pull yourself up now and again. Yeah, it's kind of like pulling the emergency cord on a train and just like, or pressing pause. Let's just stop. Let's just pull up. Is any of this actually mother freaking fun? Is any of this actually your true flow? Is it what you even really think? Is it what you really want to share with the world? Is it creatively interesting to you? Are you being like the little kid just creating and dreaming and visioning and sharing, or have you turned into a boring robotpreneur, as I said in yesterday's live, which was on Facebook, because you're so concerned with trying to get it right? So I just wanted to come along today and just remind you, press pause, pull yourself up. What would it be right now if it was so freaking fun for you? And what do you need to be attending to first and foremost, day in and day out, in order to drop into your own flow? Because I bet my bottom dollar that it's not looking at the whole feed to see what you're missing out on doing properly or who you should be being right now. It's going to be you dropping into your own creativity, whether it's writing, dancing, singing, speaking, doing something like this just for your own creative activation. And then it's once and only once you get to that point of being dropped in your own spirit and truth, where you just don't even care anymore. You are aware somewhere in your mind that the results or the money or the clients or the growth or whatever is not quite where you want it to be yet, and maybe not by a long shot. You're conscious of it. You didn't tap out completely. You didn't forget, but it's not relevant because you're dropped in your own magnetism and inner fire and flow. And in that place, which is your spirit place, you are certain. You are certain, and you're also supernaturally empowered. And that is the place you should be messaging, marketing, and selling from. And you just should not be taking action unless or until you're in that place. And you should be dropping into that place every single day. That's how I did it. That's how I teach my clients to do it. It's still how I do it, because guess what? I still have the other part of me as well. And I'm just like, all right, that girl need to take a back seat for a minute. So you got to come and join the Play Life Rule Breaker Society though, because in the Play Life Rule Breaker Society, which starts next week, and it's my brand new 6-week live course, we are going to tear it all down and build something actually fun. This is 6 weeks live with me to go from boring and blah in how you're showing up, what you're doing, what you're marketing, how you're putting your offers together, where your income is coming from, just how your days are flowing, all of it. 6 weeks from boring and blah to can't take my eyes off her magnetic. This is an entrepreneur course. This is for my leaders, mavericks, game changers, the creative geniuses who know they have a natural charisma and magnetism and fire to where people can't look away. And the truth is, you're designed to be here and there and everywhere, and you should really just go straight to the top. That's just how it is. No need to lie about it. But it's not actually happening that way right now, and you're aware that you're trying to filter yourself through a lens of being like all the other robopreneurs, and that's definitely not what you want, but it seems to just keep happening. So about once a year, I'll create and run a brand new course that's very on the like all in, tear stuff up, unapologetic, let's go, let's just strip it back and be who you are. I run one of those courses usually once a year. It turns to home study afterwards. You can only ever do it live when it's live. So the Play Life Rule Breaker Society starts next week. It's live. Go to thekatrinaruthshow.com/Play Life Society, thekatrinaruthshow.com/Play Life Society. And we'll put a comment up about it later, thekatrinaruthshow.com/Play Life Society, and have a look. Honestly, you're just going to love the branding. The vibe is so good. Let's tear it all down. Let's do something actually fun. This is a vibe. It's an activation. It's about stripping it back and getting to the energy, the frequency, the truth of you being you. And in this 6-week course, which is designed for entrepreneurs, leaders, mavericks, those who truly are the 1% within the 1%, like I said, we're going to be stripping back repeatedly into the mindset and just the understanding of who it is you came here to be. But I will also be showing you how that practically works in terms of building $1 million, multi-million dollar and beyond business, because that's what I've done for years, and it's what I teach my clients to do. And I have taught thousands upon thousands of clients all around the world to do this, and it works because I mentor those who don't fit into the normal container, even within the entrepreneur space, and those are meant to be the people that are different, yeah? But there's some of us where we go into the room of people who are meant to be different, and we're the ones who are still different in that room. Well, I only surround myself with those people. I know how you think. I know how your mind works. I know what your sabotages are. I know where your areas of weakness are. I know how you just start to tear it all apart and like basically blow stuff up even when it does start getting stable and working, because that's your creative mind. I know that you need that spontaneity. I know that you need the edge. I know that you need to be held to the fire. I know that you actually, if you're honest, see yourself as somebody who should already be operating straight at the top, and that's just how you are. I know that sometimes you think that you're too audacious, or maybe you've just got an ego problem, or that you wouldn't actually really say out loud a lot of the time just how powerful, magnetic, and magical you think you are, just how supernaturally tapped in you think you are, because some part of your mind thinks at times that you're making it up. But I know that deep down, where it's really true, which is in your spirit, you know that that is just the beginning. What I just said, that is like the 0.1% of it. And I know that you don't quite know how to yet leverage and work with just how powerful and magnetic what's in you and what comes through you is. And it's frustrating, and at times your mind and fear will tell you that maybe you made it all up, and maybe the only way you are going to make any real money or move forward is by going to go follow all those rules and do what all the straight up, marketing bro type people are saying. And by bro, I mean not just men, but like that kind of vibe of like, these are the rules, yeah? But you don't really believe that. And I know that sometimes you tell yourself maybe you are never going to get there, and maybe it's not true, and maybe you're just going to always have this kind of push-pull struggle or back and forth with money or business growth or whatever. But put it all aside, and in your spirit, you know that you came here to go straight to the top, and you also know that you certainly don't need to confine yourself to one niche or one idea or one topic. And anytime you buy into that idea, the reason that it shrinks you and contracts you is because your spirit knows it's not true, and that you're meant to be able to be here and there and everywhere, and it's not meant to make sense because it will make sense to those who it makes sense to. Are you hearing me? Whoa, I thought I was going to wrap that like 3-4 minutes ago, and I got into my little sermon there. So believe me, I know who you are. I know the fears, I know the doubts, I know the anxieties, I know the nonsense that the mind comes up with. I know the spirit truth that's inside. I have mentored incredible women all around the world like you for absolutely years, and I've also been one for 43 years. And I've successfully built my coaching business to multi-8 figures and other businesses alongside, whilst being this sort of all over the place personality. And taught my clients, mentored my clients, supported my clients all around the world in over 120 countries, thousands of them, actually tens of thousands, to do the same. It's just how it should be. Your biggest, wildest desires that you sometimes think are fantasies, or that you just think you're crazy and you need to like settle down and at least be a bit organized or a bit structured. No, your fantasies are facts. Why is somebody knocking at my door? Why would somebody be knocking at the door when I'm live? Okay, hang on. Hi, I'm just teaching on a Zoom.
Okay, no worries.
Did you need...
I just wanted to ask a question about the basement parking.
Oh, hang on a sec, you guys.
But it's not urgent, so I can come back later.
No, that's all right. What is it?
I just noticed that number 5 wasn't being used, and I was wondering if I could...
I am using it. I've got a trailer in it.
Oh, okay.
Is the trailer gone?
Yeah.
I definitely need it. You can use it today, but not ongoingly.
Yeah, okay, because I was wondering... Because, it's just been empty, and I was wondering, like, if I could pay to use it, or...
Oh, do you want to come back in, like, half an hour or so? Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry,
No, you're right. Where is my trailer? Where's the trailer gone? Oh, I'm always so taken aback when someone knocks on the door here, because I feel like I'm in a secret cabin when I'm in the warehouse. And unless I'm expecting somebody, I'm like, how would somebody be at the door? How is this even possible? How do they even know that there's a door? Like in my head, it's like Alice through the looking glass and I'm in a secret space. There's a physical door right there. I have a car park that's assigned to my warehouse. It's in the underground car park. So that's obviously what he's asking about. I don't know if I want to give up my car park. I don't park in the car park. I just park at the front of the warehouse. So anyhow, what was up to? I was on a full rant there. If you just jumped on, I think my email got delayed where I actually sent out that I was going live right now, and now I'm finishing the live. But honestly, this is the reality, right? At some point, you're going to have to back yourself to know that the way you wish it could be and the way you see it being and the way that you were naturally drawn for it to be is the true and the real way. So you really need to opt out of this idea that if you were not so all over the place, or if you didn't feel pulled to this and this and this and this and this and this and this, then your business would be growing more. The reason your business isn't growing more or isn't already at that place of being at the top where you actually belong is not because you haven't settled down and chosen like the one structured thing in this area and this area and this area. It's because you need to go harder, faster, deeper, and more relentlessly into the all over the place, crazy creator person you are. Do you understand what a creative genius you are? Like, do you actually understand your own genius? Do you understand how rare this is? Do you understand that the reason that the other entrepreneurs have to do this join the dot system is because they don't have this? Do you get that? Like, do you get how supernaturally empowered you are, and you haven't even stepped into allowing God to equip you further with the true supernatural magnetism, power, and flow that could be there for you if you made it a way of life? And I know that you know that because you dance on the edges of it, and at times you go into it, but then you pull back and you keep accommodating and allowing space to be taken up by ideas that maybe you do have to go and do all of that other stuff. It is literally that you are a particular kind of rare breed of person that so minimally actually exists, who's then trying to make themselves be, the whole other kind of person that's not who you are. And people wish they could have this level of magnetism and anointing and fire and flow, and you're not even using it properly. So this is a big deal. This is a big deal in terms of purpose and calling. This one piece of hair just keeps annoying me. It is such a big deal in terms of purpose and calling, but it is also such a big deal in terms of the fact that the structure of how business is going to grow for you, it is completely different to what you've been telling yourself. Completely different, because you're not them. We are not them. We belong in a different, like, container. We don't even belong in a container, but you get the idea. If we're going to be categorizing people, you are an extremely rare breed of person. Within even rare breeds of people, which is entrepreneurs, you're an extremely rare breed, okay? So you need to be around, and you really need to be mentoring or coaching. If you're going to have any sort of mentor or coach, it needs to be somebody who is that kind of person as well. Otherwise, they're just trying to jam you through their little round peg hole, and that's why you feel like you are dying inside the wrong mentoring and coaching containers. It's not because they're bad or wrong. It's because they're teaching for the other 99.99% of entrepreneurs, and that's probably who they are. Do not freaking hire people or buy courses from people who are not this kind of supernaturally empowered, tapped in human. You want to be learning from someone who is so expansive in their energy, who is here and here and here and here and here, and they're random and they're weird and they're silly and they make no freaking sense, and it makes sense to who it makes sense to. That's what you need to be doing. Or I wouldn't even be hiring a coach or a mentor if you don't find one that's an actual true energetic match for you. But hello, here she is. Okay, so the Play Life Rule Breaker Society is 6 weeks live with me. It is a crazy hell yes, no brainer price point. And so I'm so excited to do it for, well, that's one reason, but just in general, I'm so excited to do it. People are joining. Just come along, say yes. You're going to get that activation, obviously, as soon as you join, just the excitement and the vibe. Go read the page. It's going to speak right all the way through you and out the other side. thekatrinaruthsociety.com/playlifesociety. That is the URL, thekatrinaruthshow.com/playlifesociety. The title is the Play Life Rule Breaker Society. Let's tear it all down and do something actually fun. From boring and bleh to can't take my eyes off her in just 6 weeks. This is business, my friend. This is sales, this is marketing, this is structure, this is growth, this is social media, this is messaging, this is soulmate clients, this is how the whole thing actually is structured and works and just grows to the $1 million, multi-million dollar and beyond business that you just know it's meant to be. Let's be honest. And it's without doing anything that you've been told that you have to do. And we're going to pull out every last part of it. So, get it. thekatrinaruthshow.com/playlifesociety. Questions, message me. And by the way, I've nearly sold out on the premium places. So if you want that extra premium, which is the course plus a one-on-one deep dive Zoom with me, I would hustle onto that right now. All right, have an amazing rest of the day. Do not forget, life is now. Press play.